Even if you feel scared, you should never quit. Because the worst thing that can happen is for you to get to the end of your life and realize that you never even tried to live. Even if you feel scared, you should never quit. Because the worst thing that can happen is for you to get to the end of your life and realize that you never even tried to live.
I am acting like a professional mangaka until I become one.
Okay, so it's Thursday morning. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm really far behind on my hours. I was supposed to be working 6 hours and 42 minutes every day on drawing, and I've been totally not reaching that. Didn't reach it last week, totally didn't reach it this week. It would be really easy to feel discouraged or to feel like, okay, I had been trying to draw for 40 hours every week, and I'm not doing that. I'm behind this week. I need to draw like 10 hours every single day for the rest of this week to meet that goal. Which I seriously thought about doing that, but I think that's a bad idea because I'm probably not gonna be able to draw for 10 hours every single day for the rest of the week. It's less than 10 hours, but 10 hours every single day for the rest of the week without either hurting myself, burning myself out, or neglecting something else that's also very important, like my family or my spiritual life. And neither one of those things is something that is a wise thing to sacrifice. Like the author of Naruto, he worked like an animal while he was working on Naruto. If you watch Boruto, you'll notice that Boruto kind of like hates his dad. That's because that's based on the author's actual experience. I don't want to have a Boruto Naruto experience in my family. So we're not going to do that. I'm not going to overwork. And in your own life, when say one of the methods you're using to reach your final goal maybe isn't working out right, it's okay to readjust your methods or to say, hey, yesterday was a bad day, but today's a new day. I'm gonna do better today and still strive towards that final goal with the same amount of energy or even more energy. The book, it shows more just like a lot of sketches, but I am inking it and because part of me dropping these 40 hours of time into drawing every day is I'm acting, or 40 hours every week, is I am acting like a professional mangaka until I become one, which a lot of success, coaches and things, they say, yeah, you just act like you are something until you become that something. So that's what I'm doing. And so I decided I'm just gonna go ahead and ink my characters as I'm drawing them. So I'm taking them one step beyond how the book has most of them to the inked stage. And that's forcing me, first of all, as I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm like acting, like almost pretending in my head that I am inking my manga. And because I'm not just sketching or practicing that, if I was just sketching or practicing, I might be tempted to just be a little more sloppy about it than I'm trying to be. But then I'm also having to ask myself, I'm trying to work on my line weight, and I see different mangaka doing different things. Like, for instance, the person that does Demon Slayer, they seem to use a lot of like lighter lines and just build it up. Kind of has a little bit more of a sketchy look. I kind of finding myself leaning towards that because at least maybe it has to do with the fact that I'm using just a pen instead of like a dip pen, like a G pen. It seems like when I'm using a thicker pen, I kind of feel like it's a little bit sloppy and less subtle. But if I use like a small pen and then I build it up in the places where I want it to have a thicker line, I'm finding I like that a little bit better. So I don't know, we'll just see. Okay, so one thing that this book talks about that they do that I think was a really useful skill that I was afraid to do before is they say that you can play with the proportions a little bit to make things work, because chibis do have short arms and short legs and giant heads. And so like this guy is a good example. I drew him pretty much like the book shows. See, he's got this little tiny arm, which is about proportionate for how big the chibis normally are. But then here, this lower part from the shoulder to the elbow is actually almost the whole length as this entire arm. But that way, this arm is long enough to he can actually salute and have it look pretty good, instead of him having this little tiny baby arm that would like barely reach up to his cheek if it's held out straight. That's a problem I ran into with my webcomic that I'm doing, is sometimes like the gestures just look kind of weird because I have been trying to keep the proportions fairly consistent. But here the author of this book says, go ahead and play with the proportions so that your chibis can have believable activities that they're doing. Okay, so I'm super excited. Monday morning, 11 o'clock, a little late, but I've been working on other things. Anyways, 11 o'clock, 11 a.m., I have approximately 12 pages left of my drawing book I've been working on. I have 12 pages left. I'm almost done with it. It has 4 characters on each page, so I have 48 more characters to draw, and like 3 little doodads at the back, and then I'll basically be all done with my first drawing book. Other milestone is this sketchbook that I've been working in is almost full as well. I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 6 or 7 pages left. So we're gonna see which one I finish first. Do I finish the sketchbook first or the drawing book first? And then I'll show what I'm gonna study next. It's gonna be super cool. I think you're gonna like it. Facial expressions. Okay, I'm finally done with my book. Took me a long time, but I'm done with it. It's 12:30. I've been making myself wait to brush my teeth and take a shower. Now I'm all done with the book. So now I'm gonna brush my teeth.